Chris, how you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
Good. So tell my audience a little bit about you.
So my name is Chris Chavez. I'm a retired military police officer. Served in the MP Corps for about 17 years, and prior to that, I was an infantryman. Did two tours Iraq and four to Afghanistan, and I currently am the executive chef and owner and operator of Chris's Dishes. We're a combat disabled, veteran-owned, operated, and family-supported personal chef services here, servicing the DMV.
That's nice. So tell us a little bit about your business and why you started it.
So Chris's Dishes is nothing more than a casual, upscaled personal chef service that we come to your home and we give you the feel of a restaurant inside your own home. So you don't have to worry about all those crazy commutes or going to figure out what's on the menu. We will come and work up a menu with you and your family and be able to have your own little party at your home in the comforts of your own home with classically French trained chefs and bakers. How I got started in this business is actually kind of, there's like three parts to it. So the first part was when I was young. Obviously my mom and my grandma are Italian, and they wanted me to learn how to cook so I could fend for myself. When I was in Afghanistan, though, on my second tour, I actually lost a cook
Mm.
in an ambush, and unfortunate, but we were past the threshold where it was, hey, we're not getting any resupplies of soldiers, so you need to figure it out. So we were one of the MP units that were out by ourselves, attached to another MP unit, and I just started cooking for all my soldiers. And when everything was said and done with my Army career, and towards the tail end of it, I was going through a lot of, therapy and talking with people, and I could never get interested or never focus on anything but cooking. And I was continuously teaching myself how to do it. And when I was having, bad days, down days, that's what I was doing. And towards the tail end of it, the wife was like, maybe you should think about going to culinary school. And I was like, nope, not going to do that. Not at all. And one day she was at work, and I said, let me just Google it. And happened to be that there was a culinary school here in Virginia, about 3 miles down the road. And I went to an open house. One interesting fact about me, though, is a lot of people don't know is I actually have a service animal for combat-induced post-traumatic stress.
Mm.
He goes everywhere with me, except he can't go into a kitchen because that's against the American Disability Act, because it's one of those places where food is prepped.
Mm.
Kind of like an OR room, can't go there either. But he goes everywhere else with me. So when I walked in onto this open house, you see all these future students and these chefs, instructors just kind of looked at us like, this is going to be very interesting. And over time, I realized, like, I really like this cooking thing. It's kind of fun, and
Mm-hmm.
I can really get into it. The reason why I continued to do it was it helps me be very creative and helps my mind not wander into those, dark days. Even though we all know, those are invisible wounds and things like that will never ever go away. But my outlet is cooking, and I turned a passion into a business, and I love every moment I get to learn something new, whether it's, how to make a very small canapé, which is a very small hors d'oeuvre, something that's called an amuse-bouche. Amuse-bouche means one bite in French. So it's
Mm.
just a precursor to an appetizer, which a lot of people don't know. Or if it's something like making a fruit ganache for a cake, just those sort of things. So.
No, that's pretty cool. I would have thought that you were a cook in the military, but actually you were, but it just wasn't your MOS.
No, it wasn't. So that was a fun thing. Every time I tell everybody my story, they're like, "Wait, you were an MP?" I was like, "Yeah, I was an MP and an infantryman. I was in the 82nd Airborne Division. I served as a personal security detachment team leader in Germany. I went to Afghanistan, Iraq." And they're like, "But cooking?" I was like, "I tried art therapy, tried underwater basket weaving. It was the cooking that saved my life."
That is awesome. I'm so glad that you found an outlet and a passion, because I've been to your website, and everything that you have on your website as far as your food is concerned looks immaculate. I can't wait to taste it.
Well, then once this is all over, we'll go ahead and do that.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit about a some business advice that you have. If you were to, talk to yourself when you first started this business based off of the information that you know now, what would you tell yourself to do differently in order to grow your business?
Oh, I think the biggest thing that I've learned from doing this business is that I needed to have done a lot more research because I'm still learning, like how
Mm,
to be a business owner and how to employ myself as into like finding leads and finding clients, because that's the hardest thing when you're working for yourself and you don't have a hard site or an industrial kitchen. I have to go out there and make my money, in the sense of I have to go out there and make leads, make clients. And doing a lot of research on how to do that has come into fruition now.
hmm
And starting this right when I was getting ready to retire, it's been a up and down road. I mean, some months were really good, some months were really bad, but now it's like once March came, it was like everything was dead stop. And now we're starting to make a lot more contacts, even though with this going on, like, hey, maybe when this is all over, we can talk a lot more, um, and where we can go from there. But the biggest advice is I really think that business owners, veteran or not, need to research as to what they can do in the time of a crisis, as well as during a time of non-crisis.
Absolutely. I mean, I think every business out there, needs to have some type of sales funnel and some type of sales resource, and a contingency plan if all else fails.
Absolutely.
So no, that's great advice. Hopefully people will take heed to that information. Um, I came from the recruiting side of the house, and so I understand, leads, prospects. It's all you have to have that, and you have to nurture those leads, and they have to understand exactly um, what stage or how to even get in touch with you and how to do business with you.
Oh
So
yeah, absolutely. And being a personal chef, a lot of people don't understand. There is a difference between, if you look at the food industry, there's really, everybody thinks the food industry is a restaurant, whether it's a fast food chain, a sit down, 5-star dining, or what. Being a personal chef or a private chef just means I'm there for one particular person, one particular family. Whereas a personal chef, we come to your home, we sit and talk to you about your menu and what your likes or dislikes are, and if what special occasion you're trying to do this for, or if it's just we want to have a different aspect of a dinner. And then we go out and we do all the shopping. We come to your home, we do all the preparation, the cooking, the cleaning, and you don't have to do anything but sit back and have a good time. And a
right.
lot of people, when they do their parties, are like, I didn't get to join my party because I was in the kitchen. Well, that's our job. We do that. And that's another aspect I had to learn too, is that being a personal chef now versus being, is not much different than being an NCO in the Army, because you're still having to do all the logistics, still have to go out and do all the little nuances by yourself,
Mm.
make things happen.
No, I was going to ask you that question, but you already answered it. What what skills transferred over from the military to help you do this, and that's just it.
Oh, so I mean, I was a platoon sergeant, I was a first sergeant, and all those, you know, those little nuances of being that type of a leader in a company setting or in a detachment setting help me. Like every time I'm like, okay, well, I'm doing a 25 person dinner party. There's only myself and my wife, and that's not going to work. So I need maybe two servers to help, or
Mm.
maybe another one of my chef buddies come in, and we just work on the logistics, and then we do backward timeline, we do all that stuff, all the like little jump master things. Hey, here's your reverse timeline for an airborne operation. Here's your reverse timeline for cooking. This is
Right.
when we're gonna have our first course plated. We're gonna be at 6 o'clock or 1800. At 1750, we're ready to go. So serve. Just those little type of nuances that I had to learn over 20 years are working now more.
No, that's great. That's great. So how does my audience get in touch with you?
So Chris's Dishes has quite a few ways. You can email us at chrisdishes68@gmail.com, or you can check us out on Instagram at chrisdishes68, or on Facebook. You can look us up the same, Chris Dish 68.
No, thank you so much. I appreciate, number one, you being a vendor at our next Veteran Business Pop-Up. Go out there, follow him on his page, follow him on Facebook, Instagram, and go to his website. His website is pretty cool. You'll get some ideas, for some items to cook yourself. But don't do that. Hire him.
Cool.
All right,
Absolutely.
y'all take care and have a blessed day. And I like that. Cool.